Welcome to Property Investing with Abi. On today's episode, I'm asking that dreaded question. Are property prices falling? Is the property market going to crash? And is this a nightmare for property investors? If you haven't already, subscribe, like the video, and tell me what your thoughts are in the current state of the market. So the first place we're going to go is we're going to go to some online news sources. Who is the relevant, credible body for house prices in the UK? We have Rightmove, Zoopla, the Housing Price Index, and the Government House Price Index. So we already know Rightmove and Zoopla said at the start of 2021 that they're predicting, both of them, that house prices will rise this year to 4%. So I've just gone, because we know from Rightmove and Zoopla, onto the Government Index. But before I go there, I want to talk to you about market crashes. Why do prices start falling in property? This normally happens when you have a surplus of houses that aren't selling. So you have a lot of houses on the market, people for whatever reason can't afford to buy them, aren't buying them. So what happens is prices start to drop because, people can't sell their houses and they need to move, so they start dropping the price. This has a domino effect. It normally means the area's price drops. What did we see during lockdown last year? We saw a massive pent-up demand for people wanting to move houses. COVID-19 and lockdown has really shown people that they don't want to stay in the house they're in. It's not big enough. They haven't got the garden they want. They really want that open plan kitchen diner. Or they're working from home, they really need that space. And we've been told by the government over the next few years that, we may be in and out of lockdowns. Homes are very, very important for people. So during 2020, we saw a lot of pent-up demand, people really wanting to move home. That meant there wasn't that much stock on the market, and the stock that was on the market was getting, bidded up. So house prices were increasing. This year, it looks like this is going to happen. The start of the year already, we have seen house prices increase. So let's look at the government index. Average house prices have increased over the year in England to 269,000, which is 8.5% increase. Wales, the average house price is 184,000, which is 10.7% increase. And Scotland, the average house price is 163,000, which is 8.4% increase. So let's break this down region by region. So we're going to look at last month, for example. The East Midlands changed by 2.8% and increased. The east of England changed by 2.4%, was an increase. Every single place increased. Yorkshire and Humber 1.1%, West Midlands 1.9%, Southwest 2.3%. The only place to decrease was London at minus 1.1%. But overall, average last month house prices increased. Now let's look at average prices. So East of England, 215,000, Yorkshire and Humber, 182,000. You've then got the North East, 141,000. I am rounding these up, but you get my gist. House prices are good. Everywhere's increasing apart from London. Now, why isn't London increasing like the rest of the country, you may ask? A couple of reasons here. House prices in London have been increasing at phenomenal rates, and it's the highest place you can live in England. Average house price in London is 496,000. So house prices are already at a premium there. Also, it's a big city, and we've seen during lockdown, people are wanting to go and move to the coast. They're wanting to be in, little villages with fields, and they want the outdoor feel, and London just doesn't give you that. So, you would expect some movement in London. However, it's only a slight decrease of minus 1.1%. Once everything reopens, we may see, and people potentially go back to a little bit more city life, we may see that correct and start to increase again. But overall, it's good news, and overall this year, any of the big places are not predicting property prices to crash or reduce. We've seen people get this wrong before, so what if the government's wrong, Rightmove and Zoopla are wrong, and I'm wrong? What do you do if you're a property investor? Increase in house price really only matters if you're planning on selling the properties. So if you're doing a strategy called flip, where you buy the property, refurb it and sell it off, you do it in 6 months to a year period, and you are dependent if property prices have gone down in that year, and if you bought it at the right price. So that's flipping. That's really the only one that will impact. You have got your buy, refurb, refinance, where the valuer needs to come out and sign off the valuation. That can be slightly affected, but it's less so if you've done your analysis right. I have a lot of buy-to-let property, and my strategy is buy, refurb, refinance and hold. I'm not concerned if property prices crash in the short term because I'm holding my property. In fact, I feel like it would be a good thing if prices, went down slightly, because there'd be more bargains out there for me to get. We train lots of property investors every month, every year, and we train them to buy below market value. That means if property prices crash slightly, you've still got your buffer there. What I would be saying to you guys, if you want to property invest, you're worried about what house prices are going to do, make sure you are getting property deals where you're going below market value. Give yourself that buffer and you can't go wrong. You might think, why the hell are people going to sell to me below market value? Can I actually do it? Yes, you 100% can. A couple of episodes ago, we visited quite a few of my property deals that I'd done. One of them was Elm Green Lane. It's a beautiful house in Conisborough that we're renovating. We actually bought that 40,000 below market value. Why did we buy it so below market value? Number one, it was direct to vendor. An estate agent wasn't involved, so we could really talk to the vendor and get a win-win for us and him. Number two, we understood the vendor needed to move very, very fast. So, we were cash buyers, no chain, which really appealed to him. So he was going off and he was going to go and live in Brazil. So he was selling his house, taking all his belongings and, going over to live with his wife over in Brazil. He'd had his market, he was thinking about selling his property, he'd had it on with an agent, they hadn't sold it, he was getting annoyed with people viewing it and he just wanted a fast sale. So I came in the picture and I knocked on his door and we negotiated the fact that we would buy it, but I couldn't buy it for what he wanted at just over 200,000. Our final offer that he accepted was 163,500. So that was a cracker, below market value. These deals are out there. I keep hearing a lot of property investors at the minute going, there's no deals, there's no deals. I don't know where they are, but all I see is lots of deals out there. You just need to be very good at finding off-market deals, going direct to the vendor. This week, we've just offered to buy quite a big property that we're going to refurb and split into 2 4-bed houses. Originally, we got offered to buy it at 250,000. We then crunched our numbers. We looked at the amount of refurb we needed to do, and we went back and we said, we're so sorry, we'd love to buy it for that, but we physically can't. 200,000 means it's a property deal for us. Is that enough for you? Yes, and we shook hands on it. These deals are out there, you just need to go and get them. I always talk to people in my seminars and the people that I mentor and train about fear. A lot of people have not property invested or done what they really want to do because of fear. Now this happens in all walks of life. You see people afraid to leave marriages, they're not happy in, afraid to challenge themselves, afraid to leave jobs they hate because it's fear. When you look at the logic and the fact, you're reassured that probably won't happen. In fact, Rightmove and Zoopla are predicting 4% increase this year. So there's no need to be afraid. It is daunting though when you're property investing, and I've been there when I've done my first deal and you just want everything to be right and you probably overthink, overanalyze. My best suggestion to you would be, don't be worried. Go out and follow your path. Get help. Find a mentor who can help double check prices, double check comparables to give you more reassurance. Get educated, get more knowledge. It's great you're on YouTube watching this, but this is only just the surface of what we train and we teach. Because this is our, content we put out. On our physical training courses, you'll get deal analyzers, you get shown how to do a lot of things. So, and again, it doesn't need to be us, but go get educated, get knowledge, get a mentor, get that network of property investors around you, and you won't go wrong. You will absolutely be able to do it. So many people turn to property because they want to create money. Money's never the reason. When you dig into it, people want to create freedom for their families. They want to take their families on lots of holidays. They want to not have to worry about money and have that financial stress. They want to be able to pay for private medical care for their family. A whole host of reasons. Them reasons need to be strong enough to pull you away from the fear and pull you through. So my advice to you guys is crack on property investing. There's never been a better time. Don't hold because you are afraid of what everybody's saying. You've had the logic. Go out there and do it. I hope that's been interesting. Like my video, drop a comment below because I'd love to hear from you guys what you're thinking, and has this changed your property investing for 2021. My property investing goal for 2021 is to buy 52 houses. I want to buy 2 commercial properties, and I want to finish the build on my new family home. So I've got a lot going on this year, and I'm not intending to do anything different, and I'm not frightened that the property market's going to crash. But let me know your thoughts, let me know how you're doing, and have a fabulous week.